Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time on this channel, you're welcome. I am A.H.P. and I'm an author and I also do business. Now today's video is for that part of my channel where we talk about real life issues, and don't mind the lighting, is evening over here, okay? And I just thought, let me do this video quickly. Otherwise I would have done it tomorrow morning, but I thought I might as well not waste my makeup and just do it today before I go to bed. So yes, so if you've been on this channel long enough, you know that I've been telling people, like, different things that are coming up and to prepare in different ways. Okay, so the one that I'm going to be talking about today is for all of us. Okay, for all of us, whether you're an individual or you're a family unit, no matter where you are in the world, this will apply to you. Now, last month, I was sitting exactly in the same spot, okay, and in the early hours of the morning, and I just heard the Spirit of God tell me, prepare like COVID. Prepare like COVID. Now, before that, like 2 nights or so before that, I was watching a video by Tiffany Montgomery, and she was telling us to prepare, like things that we should get. And I was like, this is something that I've been telling people, like, when God tells you to do something, right, do it, and do it with urgency. Like, we don't have the luxury of saying, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next tomorrow. Do it. Okay, if you have the means to do it straight away. If you don't have the means to do it, once you get the means to do it straight away. For example, God told me, like, in the, what's it called, in the beginning of the pandemic, God told me to buy solar, and I had no clue, like, what solar is all about. Like, solar, I had no clue, so I had to do research and find out what exactly what it is, and it's not the solar system that we know, like in the earth, right? It's not that, but it's what gives you light. So once I found out that I could get solar, especially in panels, the small panels that you don't have to put on the roof of your house, you can literally put it on a windowsill and just have it that way and charge and use it as light. Okay, yeah, basically. So I went, and once I found out what it is, the size that I could get, the price and everything, when I got money, I went straight to Amazon and bought myself solar generator that comes with bulbs and everything and the whole panel, right? The second time, a few months after that, I realized, like, oh, okay, this is actually really good. Let me get another one. So I bought another one. So now we have 2. So we have a 2-bedroom flat. So that, the 2 solar will be enough to give light to our living room and the bedroom, and you can move the generator around with you, so we can use it to go to the bathroom if we needed to, have a shower or have a bath, have bath if we needed to, right? Using that as light, as a form of light if we needed to. Okay. Now, so we've been using that to um to light up our house most of the time, okay, especially like in the evening times. All right. Luckily, we haven't had power cut as such. Okay, luckily we haven't had power cut. Okay, we have like when our when our top up goes down and we don't have emergency, we use that as the emergency until I top up um our meter again. But we haven't had like the communal power cut, okay, that some people have been experiencing. But that is the reason, that is what the reason why we got solar. Okay, that's one of the major reasons why um we got the solar, like when God gave us the instruction. But number two, the the second reason why I got solar is that it decreases the amount of electricity that I pay for electricity. Okay, so it's significantly decreased. I don't have to pay as much as I would have if I didn't have solar. Because in winter especially, you use so much electricity, um and then in the mornings you have all electricity everywhere, cooking, for drinks, to run your gadgets, to run your entire home on electricity mostly. And apart from like your heaters, which is gas, for us is gas, right? um Everything is on electricity, you know. So that helps, having a solar system helps. Now I saw a bigger one that can run your entire home, which is a little bit more money, but I'm finally looking to get that this year, before the end of this year, so that by next year, um like our entire home is run on just solar and gas. Okay, solar and gas. And if the gas price goes up, it's still okay, because we'll use what I would have been using for electricity to pay for the solar, and to pay for the gas. Okay, so that's one of the ways I prepared. Okay, and then not only that, I started telling people like, you need to stock up on food. You need to stock up on have a storehouse. If you don't have a storehouse, have your pantries. Okay, fill up your pantries, like buy in bulk, fill up your pantries, okay, with food items, food, seasoning, drinks, all of that, right? All those kind of items, you need to stock up on that. But not only do I tell people to do that, I also tell people in my circle, like, because that's what I did during the pandemic. Because during the pandemic, we had to line up for food, we had to line up for snacks, we had to line up for drinks, we had to line up for clothing, we had to line up for shoes, we had to line up for household items, we had to line up for toiletries, and the queues were long. And if you had children, you'd be with them in the hot sun. And I ain't looking to do that, okay? I ain't looking to do that for man, because it's mandatory. Okay, like now I prepared and everything, but I still went out, but I didn't have to go out because I needed to go out. I went out simply because I was looking for deals, okay? Opportunities to buy things cheap. That's another way of preparing, right? So look for things while they're on sales, things that have been reduced, that are still in date, okay? Um, so that's what you should be looking at right now, okay? And in case of emergency, during emergency times, things will be significantly reduced, but some things will be high priced, highly priced. Okay, so you need to bear that in mind. So now, from now, while things are still affordable, buy them. Okay, while certain food are still affordable, buy them and stock up. Stock up. You don't understand. Stock up. Yeah? I've just gone on Instagram, somebody's stories, right? And what's her name? Heather Lindsay. She's gone shopping. She's like, is everybody stocking up? Because in America, where they live, they they might be going on a strike, port strike. I've been telling people for the last 4 years, over 4 years, that there's going to be supply shortage. You don't understand. So make sure that at any given time, especially in winter and summer, that you have things at home. That you have things at home. Because you may have the money, yeah? But the products might not be there. Or you may have the products may be there, but you won't have enough, you may not have enough money. So make sure you stock up. You stock up. So what happened? Let me show you something. So you see, when God told me to prepare like the pandemic, to prepare like COVID, yeah? I wrote, don't mind the scribbles on the side and whatnot, yeah? But I wrote my list. I wrote my list down. I wrote my list of what I'm supposed to get. I wrote my list. Okay? I wrote my list, including for my business. I wrote my list down. And I started working on my list already because, thankfully, I normally prepare from spring to autumn for the whole of winter into the spring of the new year. Okay? So that we always have supply of food, drinks, clothing, footwear, stationery, like anyway. So I wrote my list. So so I've been telling you about supply shortage. Right now, Heather Lindsay, she's gone out, she's been stocking up for her family. Like, stocking up. She's asking, is everybody stocking up? Like, because the prices are gonna be mad. Yeah? And I was like, yeah, we should be stocking up. But people in the UK are a bit relaxed because I don't know, they depend on the government. They depend on the government. They depend on the food bank. But what will happen when there's no food at the food bank, or there's only a small amount of food at the food bank? Like, what the hell are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And school won't have mercy on you to understand that your children are going to school without breakfast or without snack or without proper clothes, school uniform, proper footwear and all of that. Yeah, they won't understand. They'll just call social services for you. They won't understand, and social services don't understand. They just expect you to provide simple, because they work for the government. They work for the government, so the government expects you to just provide simple. So if you have children, make it urgent. Make it as a matter of urgency. Even if you buy, I'll tell you how to do it, because that's how I tell my circle to do it, because that's how I do it personally. Okay, so when God said that to me, I wrote down my list, and I started working on my list. So on my list, I have things like I have washing conditioner, 10 bottles. Thankfully, I had 10 bottles already, because during the winter times, they were doing sales, and I went and I was buying 2 at a time, 2 to 3 at a time, right, when I had the money. Okay. And then I said 4 packs of paracetamol plus 3 bottles of Calpol. I now have 1 bottle of Calpol there, and this month I'll be able to get my 4 packs of paracetamol and my 2 extra bottles of Calpol. The Calpol is for my son. It has paracetamol in there. Okay, so when he has temperature and all of that, right, we'll have that. Like, because believe it or not, there was a shortage of antibiotics. Thankfully, we didn't need antibiotics, but if there was to be Calpol shortage, I'll have an issue, because my son needs it, like when he has temperature. Okay, like flu when he has the flu and he has temperature and all of that, right? He'll need it. Me, I need paracetamol for like headaches. Okay, now I wrote down toothpaste, 5 packs. Thankfully, I have the 5 packs already, because I was stocking up from winter times when they had sales. So I was stocking up, right? But now I still have to buy more, because I'm doing some. There's a video already of how to prepare for your children. So I'm stocking up a bit more, because obviously I have 2 children. Shout out to Sarah Ekua Wood, and David Ohene Frimpong. So I'm having to prepare for them as well. Okay, so everything is like tripled the amount. Okay, then I wrote down tissue, 30 packs. I've done 10 packs so far. I've got 20 to go. Well, over 20 to go, because, like I said, we're tripling it. So it's like I've got about 26 to go. Okay, 26 to go. The maths. So then I have 36. So then I can put 3 packs away each for my children. Don't ask me why I'm doing it for my children. Don't ask me in the comment section. Don't ask me. Okay? It's just wisdom. Then I put 30 packs also of kitchen tissue. Okay? Now with that, I can leave it as that. Yeah? Because it can be divided. Okay? Take 20, divide 10 between the two of my children. Put it aside for them. Okay? Then I said 4 boxes of wipes. 4 boxes of wipes. But times that by 2. So it will be 8 boxes altogether, because I'll be giving 2 to my children. Okay. Then washing powder. I said 10 boxes. 10 boxes. But I'll need about 16. I'll need 16. Because, again, three for my children. Okay, then I put shampoo and conditioner, 20 bottles, 20 bottles each, like, of shampoo and conditioner, and I'll divide it between us. Okay, and between my children and I. Okay, and then I put sanitary towel, have 50 packs, because I have a daughter. Okay, I use it, but I also have a daughter. So now we need like 25 packs each in the house to keep us going for however long it is the emergency will be for. And then I have here 30 packs of toothbrushes. So then we can divide. I'll take 20. I'll divide 5 between the two of them. Then here we've got, we need at least 30 bottles of washing up liquid. You get the point? You get the point? So you put what works for you and your family. This is just, all this is just, what's it called? Like washing up liquid. We've got washing up liquid in there. We've got bleach for the bathroom in there. We've got water, drinking water in there. Then we've got like things for electricity, how much we need for electricity, how much we need for the gas, how much emergency fund we need. We need to make sure that we've charged all of our gadgets. We need to make sure that we have body and hair cream. We need to have like our clothing as well. Yeah, and everybody has a list of their clothing that they need to have, the mandatory clothing that they need to have. And shoes, yeah. And then like for our business we need to have things to sell, so things like baby food, things like toiletries. That's why I doubled up. That is why I doubled up. Okay, so the list that I was giving you, it's not all for us to use it on ourselves necessarily, but we can take from that stock and sell. Okay, so it helps. So then once I have that, I can add like the baby food, the baby toiletries, like the nappies basically, and the shampoos and all of that. Baby shampoo, baby toothbrush, toothpaste, and all of that, right? Baby clothes and toys and hair products and first aid kit. We could have things like weaning utensils for the babies and other baby products. And we also had to make sure that we have our platforms are sorted. Okay. So, where to sell our things, okay, for business, where we can do business, because you're going to need business, because if you're not working, if you can't go to work, you have options, right? And then, okay, so for food, things like, I put down things like cooking oil, olive oil, canned mackerel, granulated sugar, caster sugar, because I do a bit of baking, okay, and different snacks and drinks and stuff like that, so I need that at home. Basmati rice, long grain rice, because we do a lot of different rice dishes, so I need a bit of both. And then brown sugar again for baking and drinks, and different like seasonings and whatnot. Then I put whole seasoning spices, so things like cinnamon, nutmeg, peppercorns, and all of that, right? I need those. Put that down. Palm nut soup, so the cans, get that, because we do have African food. So Gary flour, Cerelac, because Cerelac we can sell, because it's it comes in the category for baby and toddler food, but adults can also eat it, and older children can also eat it, so it can work as breakfast for my children and for myself. Just add a bit of milk and we're good to go. As you have it as porridge in the mornings. Okay, so it's there. Then we have like flour, groundnuts for making like different sauces, and also works as a snack for adults. Then we have like shrimp, crayfish, scent leaves. This is our African food, like the Nigerian food. Okay, so we have all that list. Okay, um, and then things like sweet corn, cereal, tomatoes, coconut milk, plain flour, chapati flour, beans, because beans don't expire until like 5 years. After 5 years, it starts deteriorating in nutrition. So I have a lot of beans, variety of beans, right? Um, Same with rice, same with flour. Okay, there's ways of storing them. Then put peas, it's the same with peas. Lentils, it's the same. And then biscuits. Okay, so biscuits, a variety, cookies, breadsticks, because if they're still going to school, I'm going to need snacks for them to go to school, but I'm also going to need snacks for when they're at home. So even if they're not going to school, they have snacks for home. Okay, then we have like cupcake boxes for me to bake. Okay, um, and then what's it called? Whole milk, evaporated milk, condensed milk, jam, chocolate spread, butter, both salted and unsalted for cooking and for spreading and all of that. Then I need crumble toppings, custard, jelly, hibiscus flowers, because hibiscus flowers you can use for tea, you can use it for juice, um, like different drinks. So it works for both children and adults. Okay, in case we can't be going to buy those things for them. Okay, and then we've got things like drinks, because we're preparing for Christmas period. Like we don't celebrate Christmas, but we do. um I do acknowledge that my children are on school holiday, so I've put the preparation for them, like for drinks and for snacks for the what's it called, for December holiday period. Okay, so I put all of that in place there, and so yeah, that's what I'm working with. So that's what I'm working with. So you actually need to prepare, and then you know, there are other things that I didn't put down to list, but I knew, like in terms of activities, we've got a home library full of books that they can read, full of activity books that they can use to learn different subjects like English, maths, science. Okay, um, different activity books that I can set up activities for them at home, so I don't need to be thinking, oh well, the swimming pool is shut, or we can't go to the park, or I don't have money to take them to different places to entertain them, or the library's closed, or the weather is bad, all of that, right? Um we have things that they can do at home. okay, and I ordered some activity packs that they can activity resources that they can use for these activities when I plan them, for them to play with, for them to make things out of, like painting and all of that, right? Have it for them so they can be engaged at home. They have their toys, of course, that they can play with. Okay, and I've got books for myself to read. We've got games that we can play. Okay, we've got all of that in place. Also having, what's it called? And then we have an indoor garden, so it gives them like things to do that they can watch and do around the house. So they can do watering and tend to the garden, and I can do the same thing, do watering, tend to to the indoor garden and all of that. When we have the opportunity to go out, we can go and attend to our allotment plot. We can go and do shopping. We can go, you know, and that's why it's important for you to have cash at home. Have some liquid cash that you can use in case the banks, anything happened with the banks and stuff, because things are gonna happen. Even your payment cards, you might not be able to use it. Story for another day. But that's something you need to make sure that you have cash at home. People don't believe it, but okay, just make sure you have it. You have them at home. And then make sure your pantry is stocked. Make sure your fridge is stocked. Make sure your freezer is stocked. Okay, make sure it's stocked. Make sure your pantries are stocked. Make sure you have emergency supplies. Make sure you have medication at home. Make sure you have first aid kits at home. Make sure you have like your health insurance, your life insurance, all things, like you have things in place, because it's gonna be what's called hard. If you don't have those things in place, it's gonna be hard. So make sure you have those things in place. Even if you work, have a business idea on the side that you're working on, that in case anything happens with your job, you can make that job, like you can make that business like your main financial, what's it called, basically income stream. Yeah, it may become your main financial income stream, in your main income stream basically. So make sure you have that in place. If you have children who are becoming of age, I'm talking about 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, okay, set something aside for them that they'll be able to do, like to do a business, like an online business or something that they can do online and make their extra pocket money, okay, on the side, because they may not have the opportunity for work experience. They may not have the opportunity for part-time work. They may not have it. So you have to think of the alternative. You think outside of the box. Think outside of the box. Okay? For your children. Think outside of the box. So that when they turn 18, they're not sitting at home looking at you like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't have a job. and then they're on the on benefit, because now the benefit system is also tightening up. Okay, so have alternatives for them. Set up alternatives, like what can they do on the side, what can they be building, like whatever they're good at, you see. So so yeah, prepare prepare. And then also, for those of you, of course, who are believers, born again Christians, prepare spiritually. Have a prayer life. Have time in the Word of God. Fill yourself up with the Word of God. Fill Create an atmosphere of peace in your home, so that when it's chaotic out there, that the chaos is not penetrating into your home and you're panicking. No, don't respond from a place of panic. Like, no. When you know what God is saying and what God is doing, and God has given you strategies to navigate those hard times with you and your family, even if it's chaotic out there, you'll sympathize with people who are out there and empathize with people who are out there, but you wouldn't feel, your heart wouldn't, what's it called? Your heart, you wouldn't be disheartened. You wouldn't be disheartened. So this is the time for you to invest, like, deeply in your relationship with God. Like, at the moment, like, I've taken out certain things. I've stopped certain things, right? I've cut down on certain things just to be able to pour into myself, and also, like, create environment for my children, because my daughter lives with her dad. But if it was a case where she has to come and be living with me, like, she would have that atmosphere that is conducive. She has things there for her, right? I'm not going to be panicking. My son, on the other hand, he lives with me, so I have to create that environment, because he still goes to school, and obviously in school they experience different things, they tell them different things, right? I want him to be able to come home and I'm like, you know what, no, this is what's going on, like, we are okay because Jesus is looking after us, like, he's providing for us and we're okay, and he's at peace, like, not anxious or anything like that. Because you'd be surprised how children are affected in times of emergency. They may not understand it, but when they do, when you tell them that, oh, there's no milk, you can't have this, you can't have that, you can't go here, you can't go there, they're affected by those things, right? So make sure that you have alternatives for them. Make sure that you have things in place for them. Make sure you create an atmosphere that is conducive for God to rest in that place, so that you have peace, because he is our peace, right? So that you're not affected by what is happening in the outside world, okay? And basically prepare in that regard. Have what you need. Have what your children need. Have even extended things for your extended family, because some of them will not listen to you. They'll not listen to you. Some of them will not listen to you, right? Because I was telling one of my brothers, I told one of my brothers, like, you need to prepare, like, for your emergency prep, right? And you know what my brother told me? My brother was like, oh, I normally shop online. I'm like, you have no idea. What if the internet shuts down? You have no access to online. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to be stuck. You're going to be hella stuck. Like, what are you going to do? Think of all the, like, have most grounds covered. don't think like, oh, you have online shopping. What if you have online shopping but your salary hasn't been paid and the emergency is here? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? Anyway, like I said, prepare. Me, I'm just sharing with you something that God told me to do, and I always say God in His mercy does not leave us unaware of what the enemy is planning to do. Because when the enemy is planning to do something, God is also planning to do something. So He doesn't just leave us like that. But it's us to hear and to obey. And I thought I'll share this with you all so that you'd know what to be doing. You know what you ought to be doing, and that you prepare. No matter where you are in the world, prepare. Even if you're in Africa, prepare. Because during the pandemic, because I prepared, I was able to be a blessing to my extended family who were depending on their salary, because the money that I was now getting, I didn't have to spend it all on myself because I had things at home. You see? But if you don't prepare, you can't even be a blessing. I was able to be a blessing to my neighbors because whenever I went out, I got a little bit extra and I would be able to give them some. So if you don't prepare, you wouldn't even be in a position to be a blessing to your neighbors, to your family, to your friends. You wouldn't be able to, because you'll be panicking just like them. Okay, so make sure that you prepare. Make sure you have a little bit extra. Even though I said 30 on some things, I'll increase it a little bit extra, because even after the emergency, you still need to adjust. So don't just plan exactly like for the emergency, like exactly like, okay, this is what I need like for 10 days, so I have 10 things, or this is what I need for like 30 days, so I have 30 things of each. No, even if it's like a 30-day window, give yourself 35 days extra, like 35 days window extra. I always put at least 3 weeks after the emergency, so then I know that, okay, we are covered 3 weeks after the emergency, so that the last week is like when we're getting maybe our income, or like our business is the income is flowing in, and we're able to go and restock up, and like things are back to as normal as possible. Okay, so that we're not panicking like, okay, 30 days and now we're finished, everything is finished, like, oh my gosh, what am I going to be doing? Like, no, we still have things, we still have things to sell as a business. We still have food at home to eat, and that's why I've put on my list things like rice, and it's 10 kilos of rice that I'm getting, but I've been getting like bags of the 5 kg, because rice, the price of rice has gone. Like, the cheapest you will get like over 10 kg is you're looking at £17 or £14 for a bag of rice of like, it's gone up. So yeah, I've been getting the 5 kg, but before the year ends, like, I'll be getting like the 10 kg bags as well, so that it mixes it up a little bit, because the 5 kg lasts us 3 months, because we mix it up a bit with other food, like pasta. We mix it up with a little bit of like our traditional food, using like flour and all of that. So we don't eat rice every day, so it keeps us going. So a 10 kilogram bag will last us for 6 months. Yeah, for 6 months. So you do the maths. Like if we have 6 bags, basically, like three basmati, 3 long grain, like you do the maths, it's gonna be like a couple of months, like a couple of, yeah, a couple of months in. Okay, so yeah, so just look at that, like some of the things that I'll be getting for no, I can't tell you that, that is personal, but yeah, but prepare prepare mentally, prepare spiritually, prepare physically, prepare your home, everything, like prepare everything in case there's no school. You're prepped. That's why you see this, prepared. So my son can have his lessons at home, if they say this is happening, I have the option. I'll just tell them, like, look, I don't work from outside of my home. Let my child stay at home. I'm not one of those parents that need childcare. I don't need childcare. Let him stay at home. Simple. 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 My daughter, I'll not be needing to take her to school. No, bring her, let her stay at home. I'm not one of those parents that need childcare. But that is it, guys. I shall see you all in the next video. Bye.